Well, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to Jen Cares, powered by Chosen Counselors. I'm your host, Jen Cares, and the founder of Chosen Counselors, a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire, motivate, empower, and strengthen individuals and families. First, I want to start off by saying, Happy New Year! Oh my goodness. Now, 2020 was a year like none other. And, I want to start off tonight's broadcast by honoring someone. 2020 was interesting. In January, I lost my great aunt. And then in December, another gem passed. The late Dr. Pastor Annette P. Wilson. Oh, Pastor Wilson was truly a gem. And I refer to her as my first pastor because as an adult, she was the first pastor that I selected to be my pastor. When I lived in Maryland, I was introduced to her ministry through the gospel choir at UMES, her grandsons, Gary, Craig, Aaron. And it was such an honor to be at her church, to serve at her church, and to just know her. She exemplified unconditional love and would help anybody. And I just wanted to pay tribute to her. I had thought of having her on for our wild card series in November. And for whatever the reason, I was like, you got time. And I did not have time. And I'm sad for that, but I'm grateful that I was able to see her last year and to visit with her and to show her love. I guess I have to bring in one of her offspring to stand in the gap for, and to share, the love that she has, which, still goes on years and years later. So again, today I start off by paying tribute and honor to the late overseer Dr. Annette P. Wilson. All right. Okay. So, chosen friends, thank you so much for being on this journey with me. It's going to be amazing. Thank you so much for joining us for our Move Forward series. And tonight we're going to kick it off because we're going to affirm, we're going to address mental health, we're going to engage in self-care, we're going to heal. And we're going to pivot as needed because this is a new year and we don't want to stay in things that we were in before. We want to keep moving forward. So tonight we kick off with two friends of mine. We have Lavon Howard. He is the founder of Path to Greatness. And I met him a couple of years ago at a youth service, but I've seen his grind from afar. He hosts authors cafes and is an advocate for youth and is an author. Then we have my friend and a board member of Chosen Counselors, Lisa White. She is a colleague turned friend. She is also an advocate for the youth. She is so motivational, and I am just so glad to have her here tonight. So please help me welcome. I did a lot of different things. Mr. Lavon and Lisa. Woo! Good evening. How are you both doing?
Good, thank you. Good evening. You look beautiful.
You as well, Sunshine. Hey, Lavon, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Yourself? Have a new year. It's been interesting 2021 already. So
it has been. I hear you're now engaged.
Yes. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. My message for this year was we cannot waste time. Because time is running up based on what we saw last year with COVID and all deaths in Philadelphia. We just can't waste time,
Absolutely. So well said. So we're not going to waste time tonight either because we have a great program segment for you tonight. So tune on in, keep on tuning, like, share, comment, all that good jazz. And watch later again because it's going to be good. So as always, we start off with a quote of the day. And today's quote of the day was actually taken from Mr. Howard's website. I try to do my research on my guests. So here we go. The quote of the day is, "The first step toward greatness is to be honest." That is a proverb. And it again says, the first step toward greatness is to be honest. Who would like to share your thoughts on that quote? Who wants to go first?
Well, I'll go first. It's true. I mean, if you can't be honest with yourself, you or others, you can't move forward. You can't do anything because that's where you are. It's about authenticity. It's about who you are and where you are and what you're presenting. And if you can't start from the very beginning with honesty, then it's going to be hard to move forward. It's going to be difficult because then you're not being your true self and you're not acting in truth. It just can't happen.
Very true. Lavon.
And when I found that quote, I found that was very profound for the message I wanted to give with Patty Graham, because we want our youth, the people we serve, and including myself, to be honest with ourselves about what we tell the kids, be vulnerable, because in vulnerability, you're able to reach more people. Basically, by telling your truth, being transparent, and not, because the kids will see fakeness right from the jump. And you're not real at the beginning, and it show that you're serious about what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish. The kids will be very tuned off by you. So I think you gotta be honest with yourself, because in the day, God watches everything you do. So like He wants you to be honest. So like you can't go out there and lie to public and people that you serve, because God watches you everything you do. So
Absolutely,
you might as well just be honest with yourself, and then that's where the greatest comes from, because with greatness it comes with honesty and also responsibility too.
Very true. And it's so much better to be honest. Having to keep up with lies and things that sort. One, I ain't got time for it. But not only children watching you, other adults are watching you, and you want to be that man or woman of your word and things. And to move towards greatness, you have to be honest. Look, I need to work out. I got to be honest. If that's your thing, I need to cook more and not go out to eat more. I got to be honest. Whatever it is, to move forward, I have to first acknowledge that something has to take place. Something has to change. And then I got to work and move towards that, which ties right in with our night tonight. Move forward, affirmations, mental health, and self-care. To engage in any of those three, we have to be honest. We're doing an affirmation because we feel a lack, or we feel less than, or whatever it is, to motivate and push ourselves. But then we also have to be honest with our mental health. And then we want to be honest when we need a break. And we're going to get into that tonight. So, as always, I've prepared some questions for tonight's topic. But all of my chosen friends out there, be sure to engage in this conversation by commenting below. So first, Lavon and Lisa, tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Well, I am a counselor. I provide pre-college counseling to students in the area. I've done that for a while. Prior to doing that, I also worked with a youth group with my sorority. And prior to that, I worked with young adults. So it's always been a part of what I've done, working with people and helping to provide them with resources and information and encouragement and counseling.
Awesome.
For me, I am a site director at a access center in South Philadelphia for youth. Basically, a place where youth can go there, go to do a school throughout the day. We provide free Wi-Fi, free food all across the day to help them navigate for their schoolwork. And we also help them with anything they need. Also provide activities for them. Outside of that, I'm CEO and founder of Path to Greatness, and today is our 8th year anniversary of being born. So this was a big day for me as well.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I created anything big that's special this year in terms of like event or like celebration, but we are planning a big meeting about what we're going to do in 2021 this weekend. And also, I am the Office Cafe, like you mentioned earlier, where I bring authors in to talk about their books amongst other authors and guests. So we just did our 27 Hours Cafe, where we had over 11 authors participating in a program and an event. And overall, we have over 140 authors participate in Office Cafe for the over 4+ years. And lastly, I'm a host of a radio show called the Woman's Show to Experience Radio Show. Basically, get people on the radio show that have a Woman's Show to Experience, where they were first conformed to the world, but now God has transformed them to do what He called them to do. What He's called them to do. Basically, I had over 80 guests in 2+ years. So I had that show every Saturday at 12 o'clock on Facebook Live on Philly Hot Radio.
I gotta catch up with you. 80-some guests. Goodness. I'm looking at it though. So that's pretty cool. What I do enjoy about both of our guests tonight, they're all about giving back to the community in some way. That's their heart, that's their passion. So it's different ways of how to be able to support them if they're feeling down. Working with youth, I'll leave that there. That alone, because they go through so many different things. So you have to be able to manage them with their mental health. You have to help affirm them. And then you have to teach them about self-care too. That's why they were the perfect ones to help us launch off for this new year and this first episode. So, in talking of that, how do you prepare for the new year? What affirmations? How do you engage in mental health? How do you engage in self care? Lavon, you said about what your goal or your theme was for the year. What are some things you both do to prepare for a new year?
For me, basically, I took time to reflect, and reflect on and write down or think about or speak about what I've been through this year, and
Mm,
also trying to come with some new goals I want to set for this year in terms of how to be better, and just also I also affirm myself knowing that even though I fell short a couple of times, I still rose up and I'm still standing. And
mhm,
in
mhm,
terms of self care, I'm very big on naps. Naps are very essential and vital because a lot of times we go up and down. Sometimes, like all the way down, we want time to rest and recover and rejuvenate ourselves. We try and go all the way through until we get to a breaking point where we need to be shut down. That's
mhm,
why I'm very big on naps. I take one every single day, honestly, because we're working with kids and what I deal with different behaviors, different mindsets every day, and then throughout the day, because you need time to rest your brain. You need time to get time to break, and then mental health wise, I feel like mental health is essential because our mental health affects everything you do, your finances, your decisions, your people you hang around yourself with. We didn't think about that 5 years ago, like, or 10 years ago, but now it's more than ever because a lot of times trauma is everywhere. Trauma is not just from being in a war. Trauma is basically being around your friends or being around negative people and bad experiences and seeing someone on TV,
mhm.
that gives you trauma. So you have to take care of your mental health. And this past year, 2020, I was more focused on mental health because I felt like the Lord gave us time to shut everything down to work on ourselves,
Mhm.
and not because we could like socialize, we couldn't be in people's houses, we couldn't do certain things we used to be doing. But that's when God told us you need to work on yourself and find out who you are as a person, what affirmations you say about yourself, and what people you need to be around, or what people need to delete out of your life.
Mhm.
Very good. Lisa?
As for me, I found myself just taking steps back. I realized that I needed to meditate more,
Mhm.
be quiet, listen, look in and observe the things that are going on and around me, in and around me, and find out how I can move forward in a positive way. So a lot of reflection and a lot of rest. Like Lavon said, I found that over this last, what is it, 9 months,
Mhm.
I agree. We've been put in a place where we have had to sit back and say, whether you wanted to or not, you had to take some time to yourself and be with yourself. And I found that to be quite refreshing, and it made me think that I want to move forward in this year doing the same thing. How can I have time for myself? Because then I can find out more about me without a lot of outside noise. So that's what I've been doing, and that was what I reflected on. How can I make this a move that I can take throughout the year?
I love that. Definitely like reflection. I am big on every year, like before the new year's going to come, and I have like a date night, me, myself, and I go out, I take a notebook, I go to whatever restaurant I want to go to, I sit there, I eat, and then I reflect on the year, write out my
Mhm.
plans for the new year, and then continue to, see what it is I'm going to do for that new year. So definitely that. And Lavon, you also said a piece about falling down. That's really big with, what we'll talk about today. Last year, we were able to see our lives in another scope, if you would. And there are some moments where we did fall, we missed the mark and things of that sort, but we got back up. And that's another big piece about tonight, talking about affirmations and the mental health and the self care. So, for affirmations, what are your go to affirmations for you, Lisa or Lavon?
My go-to, I have to say, is I am enough. I think as African American women, we have a tendency to always be pushing that I'm not doing enough, I'm not being here, I'm missing that, I should have said yes, I did. So I'm constantly just feeling like I didn't do or I wasn't enough in that moment. And then I have had to take the moment to step back. And I fell upon that particular affirmation. I was looking for new affirmations, and I am enough. And it really just spoke to me that I'm enough. And the other one is I make a difference in the world by just existing. Like I don't have to do anything special, but I'm here. God gave me a purpose. I'm here with that purpose. And if I just live, then I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do. So those are the ones that have meant something to me.
Can we pause there for a second? Say that second affirmation again.
I make a difference in the world by existing.
By existing. And so many times we want to give up on ourselves because things aren't going as they should or as they could. But knowing that you are good, just existing. I saw the meme the other day was saying, I'd rather hear your problem than hear about you taking your life.
Exactly.
So exist and reach out as well, because sometimes life can get overwhelming. But reach out and talk to somebody that you can. To know that you just existing is amazing because you have no idea how many people are looking at you, how many people are inspired by you, how many people are encouraged by you if you just keep on going.
Exactly. It's just existing. And that has meant the world to me. Just knowing, getting up every day and being here. I serve a purpose and I'm living that purpose by existing.
By existing. Lavon, what's your go-to affirmation?
To go along with Lisa, the first one she said, "I am enough." I think that's very important. But also, I would say I would add to those. Like for me, it'll be, "I am worth it." A lot of times people try and tear down our worth, and no, it whether it be friends or family or people or in general, we gotta know that we are worth it to someone and somebody. And I also would say, "I am a game changer. I'm a problem solver." We was born to solve a problem. A lot of times people don't understand that because we was born to solve a problem. We want to people that say like, "Look, I'm a problem solver. Your idea can change the world, can change the community by just putting it out there, just see what happens. If it fails, then get up and try again." So I think those are two things. I'm enough. I am smart, and also saying to yourself like, I am capable. Because that means you're capable to do anything you want to. You can't let nobody, nothing stop you from being who you are. And we gotta have that mindset of being positive every single day because those affirmations are really, really big now. When you get up in the day because we gotta change the way you think. So I know I've been watching this clip recently of Steve Harvey talking about the forehand positive, forming negative, and then you wake up with a negative thought. You're gonna think negative, and then you opposed to you think positively, you're gonna think a lot of positives can happen to you, and that is very, very true. A lot of times we don't think about doing that, but now in the times we're living in now, we gotta think more positively in the midst of what's going on in our country, our community, because there's a lot of stuff going on that will make you feel sad, that feel like low, depressed, feel like doing anything. But in the day, somebody out there needs you, and you gotta go out there. And speak it and speak life into them. You got to speak life to yourself first, then so you're able to speak life with someone else. Because a lot of community are very sad and depressed and have a negative mindset. Or angry. You know what I mean? And we got to speak life to them, say it's gonna be all right. That you are okay. You are enough. We all make mistakes, but in the day, it doesn't devalue your worth. So.
So good. Game changer. I really got to start this t-shirt business. I'm definitely I'm a game changer. Lavon, you didn't say that. Just erase that from your minds. Chosen friends, I'm going to put that on a shirt and make that. But I love it. And there's so many different ones that you both said or different things that you said about those affirmations. That's so important. And it really depends on the moment of what's going on for you to pull out what affirmation is appropriate for that time. I was reflecting on a flyer, and on a flyer, it's like an open road because it's talking about moving forward. And it made me, it reminded me of when I had an older car, and I had to affirm her sometimes. I had to tell her, "You can do it. Turn on over, baby. Just get us home safe. You got this." It also made me think of like when you're at work and the printer's not working, it worked for everybody else, and then you get to it, it doesn't want to work, or somebody did this big project and all of a sudden it wants to crash, and you're saying, I know they treating you bad, you're rubbing it in everything. Why are you rubbing the printer? I don't know. But you're rubbing that printer, you're affirming it, and you're speaking life into that printer. And just as we do that for that car or that printer, we need to also do that for ourselves. And so many times we forget the importance of doing it for ourselves. So how often are you using your affirmations?
I have found that when I use my affirmation, now I'm gonna be honest, because I fall off and then things start to get a little janky in life, and then I need to go back and revisit some things.
Yes.
When I use them daily, when I am able to wake up in the morning and give myself that affirmation, I pray, I meditate, and then I go with my affirmation. Daily practice is what really works. And I, before getting on, I did a little bit of research, and that's one of the things that they say is important, is to affirm yourself daily. And it makes sense. We will get up and we will tell other people we love them, or they're the best, or you do it. And in a profession where the types of professions we have, we're affirming people all the time. Well, you have to take that same energy and affirm yourself so that you can give more, because you can't give on an empty tank. So you affirm yourself and tell yourself the things that you're capable of doing. Remind yourself of those things. Affirm, support yourself in the things that you can do.
Now, I can't tell you how many times I've affirmed somebody else, but amen. Lavon, question for you. What if I don't believe in my affirmation? What's your encouragement if I'm, yes, I know I am enough. Am I enough? Because sometimes we get on that seesaw. Or, growing up, it used to be the flower. He loves me not. So I am enough, I'm not enough. I am enough, I'm not enough. I am enough, I'm not enough. What is your encouragement, or what is your insight for when you've had those moments of, am I not? Am I not?
I think in those moments like that, you gotta think about what God's brought you through. So because a lot of times we can say we're not worth it, not enough, but think about what God brought you from. A previous situation or scenario where you felt that way, and and go reflect on that, and run back how you felt about that. How I felt that moment. Now, if someone says that I don't believe the affirmation, tell them to say another affirmation that they feel good about themselves saying. Sometimes we can change the affirmations, based on how we feel. We don't have the same one all the time. I say, like, maybe I'm not enough, but you want that person to feel down, discouraged. Ask them, can you say something else that you feel good about? You can say so that you feel, you can believe that you fully believe in yourself that day, that moment. Then you get the opportunity to make them to turn around, making it positive for them instead of forcing them to say I am enough. But in that moment, they don't feel they're not enough. Give them the opportunity to switch. Say something that they can really fully say that they feel more confident in saying. So,
and Jen, can I add to that, because I was thinking about that, because we kind of talked about this prior to, and it stuck me for a moment when you said, well, what about if I don't believe the affirmation? Well, first of all, your affirmations, in order for them to support you, have to be something that you believe in. It has to be. Right. And if you've come to a place where you're not sure about it, then that's when you have to go into that growth mindset. I am not here now, but I am going to be. And using that present tense, I don't make good decisions. Well, let's put that aside. What's your growth mindset? I am going to be better at making decisions because I will inform myself to make better decisions. So taking it from that standpoint, looking at maybe what you feel is your deficit and talking about what can I do to feel more affirmed and moving in the direction where I'm growing to do better. So that helped me, because there are times when you don't feel most confident, but that's when those affirmations are there to support you. So the growth mindset, what am I doing? What can I do? I am doing this in this moment to get to that place or that thing.
Oh, very good. It also reminded me of Being Mary Jane. When Being Mary Jane first came out, she had post-its everywhere with different quotes and different things of affirmations of the sort. So the benefit of having it around the house, I even have like stickers on different doors around my house saying, you can handle this. This mountain is nothing, or whatever it is. That's encouragement. So to my chosen friends, I'm gonna get to the comments because I see y'all over there. What are some affirmations that you have that encourage you? And I'm also going to say hi to some, okay? Fatima said hi, hello, hello. Hi, Mama Wanda. Yes, we are back, and I'm so glad you are here. Good evening, Mom G. Let me see. A heart from Urban Evangelist. Hello, Sunshine. Who are you involved? I'm sorry. Crystal said who you are involved with is also important for your well-being. Yes, we got to bring that up. Tremaine said, I need that t-shirt. I got a couple t-shirts because when Tremaine and them came, I feel like I got a shirt when they came too.
You did.
So if you have an affirmation that you use, chosen friend, please do put it in the comments. Let's know what you're using. Something that you put just by somebody reading it. They might say, yes, I am that too. Makes me think of phenomenal woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman, that's me. Phenomenal. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's it.
I feel like I got it mixed and jumbled. But even sometimes you may get it mixed and jumbled. But as long as you remember, hey, I am that. I am that girl. I am this. I am that. And speaking that life into life. Because there is power and death in that tongue. And sometimes we'll say things to defeat ourselves. I'm just broke. No, I'm going to make better money choices so that I don't, feel broke. I'm just this, I'm just that. No, let's make some better decisions, or let's, take a moment to reflect. We've all made some bad decisions. We've all made a decision that got us behind in the bill, and now we're feeling like we're robbing Peter to pay Paul. What did we learn that next month? How not to be in that situation again, right? Whatever affirmation we did to kind of keep us there. So, and talking about affirmations and talking about the mental health, maybe what would you say? We talked about how you reflect on the last year, and how do you turn maybe troublesome situations into strength-based situations? So, like, it was that fall down that happened. What do you do to make that a positive? So we talked about that too. Informing ourselves. What are the steps to do that? Why should I inform myself of how to maybe make better money decisions? Why should I invest in me to learn how to handle my money better? Get a bank account instead of going to the check cashing place. What are some pieces to help us to in that area?
I think one of the things is just the realization of if you want to keep getting what you're getting, keep doing what you're doing. So if you're in a place where you're saying, I want something to change, but you're not willing to take the steps to make some changes, then it's not going to happen. So that's where that reflection part comes. Sometimes you got to turn off friends and family and just get a chance to be with yourself and think about what it is that you want to accomplish. What is it that I want to do? And if it means you have to change your walk, change your talk, and change your actions, then that's what you have to do. But you have to be ready and willing to make that choice. You have to be ready and willing to say, it's time to do something different. And once you do that, it's like doors will fly open. I have experienced that myself. Once you're ready, once you're in a place where you say, I'm ready to do this thing differently, then the doors open and you can walk through them.
So sorry, I was muted. Let me just show something. You said when you make a decision to do something, the doors will open. Can I give y'all an example, chosen friends?
Mm-hmm.
I made a decision to do it, and the doors continue to open. I meet more amazing people. I check in with some amazing people I already know, Lavon and Lisa, to come and give us an input. So once you make that first step, very good. Keep going. I'm sorry.
I think that starting with taking time to be with yourself and decide what it is that you would like to do, how it is that you would like to go. And you may not know right away, but maybe you start writing some things down, it's okay to have a confidant, someone that you can trust that gives you good information. But start with yourself and then maybe include them. Because remember we said, I am enough. So you have everything you need within you. It's just being quiet long enough to not worrying about likes on social media, not checking Instagram and TikTok, not, turning on and, binge watching TV, but just taking some time to spend some time with yourself and decide what do I want my next steps to be.
I'm talking and y'all can hear my mom. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lavon. What are your thoughts and pieces to add in?
About before that. What? So can you repeat the question again? I'm sorry. Repeat the question.
No worries. So we're talking about when we're stuck in those moments of, not, what did I say? Not believing affirmations, or if I'm getting in that moment, how can I get up out of that? What's the encouragement to get up out of that? I think was it.
I think basically speaking life for yourself, know that you can do it. That knowing that God has got your back, and God's not going to leave you nor forsake you. God doesn't make mistakes, so you got to believe in yourself and take that step. Even though you got to have faith. You got to have the faith to do it, because the faith without works is dead. So you had the faith, you got belief in yourself. The work will come forward. You got to do the work, because the work is not going to be easy. It's going to be hard, but as long as you stay on that path and don't give up, then the finish line is right there for that. To get back on that moment, because I grew up at a lot of moments where people knocked me down, even family, friends, teachers, but I kept going, because in the day it wasn't about them; it was about me finishing that goal, because I knew someone that finish line needed me. So I didn't know who that person was. That person out there finish line needed me. So I had to keep going, because it wasn't about me. It was about me, but about having that person who was coming behind me, knowing that they can do anything they set their mind to, despite what circumstances you have growing up, moments about the trials, tribulations. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going, because someone, I said it again, somebody needs you, and a lot of people don't understand that. Someone out there needs your story, needs your perspective. But in the day, you got to keep going. You can't give up. You cannot give up. So.
And I also, Jen, is it okay if I say, if you find that when you're in that place that you aren't able to resolve things yourself, I think we spend a lot of time not reaching out for help. And I mean appropriate help. There's a lot of help that's professional help that you can get. It may be your pastor has a ministry through your church, or maybe it's seeking a counselor in your school, or if you're at work, they have employee assistance programs. So if you can't find that answer and you've searched and you still are finding yourself frustrated, sometimes you might just need a little assistance to direct you onto the right path. So reaching out and saying, I'm not here by myself yet. Let me get some help to strengthen me and get me on that path where I can make those thoughtful decisions on my own.
Got it. I also want to share that I know that everybody is not Christian that watches Jen Cares. So I don't want to say to everybody, go to God if that's not, currently what your belief is and things of that sort. But what I have found is that I have some friends that may not be Christian, but they know how to reach out to me and say, well, can you pray for me? So that's the importance of reaching out to somebody. So if that's not your belief of faith at this time, no pun, nothing's wrong with that at this moment. I pray that you do find them. But what happens is you got to connect with somebody that can uplift you. If you're feeling down and out too many days of the week, 5 days of the 7 days, you need to reach out to somebody that can really help pull you up. And what happens is when we're having that moment of being weak, of feeling under, we got to get somebody that's stronger than us. Because if we're weak, we can't pull ourselves up by ourselves. We get there, but it's going to take us a little longer. But if we ask somebody, you have to reach out to somebody else to get that support. One of the affirmations Urban Evangelist says, or uses is, this too shall pass. It won't always be this bad. Better is on the way. I'm going to have to get Urban Evangelist on here. But absolutely, this too shall pass. Seasons change. As hot as it was this summertime, it has now changed. We are now in winter. It's a little more chillier, but seasons change. And if we could just make it through those 3 months, we'll get to a better season. And hopefully that season is that open door and opportunities for you.
Jen, can I say something real quick about what you said? Ask for help. That's one of the biggest things we fear. Like, we think we're too powerful to do, because we're so powerful and try to do ourselves, but end up being worse. And
Mhm.
I want to say something serious, real quick, real serious, real quick. A couple months ago, one of my kids died in a fire. She was 7 years old, and but one of the biggest things she did that I knew from her, she always asked for help. And she always asked a question, whether it's homework, whether it was school. She always asked for help, and we got to get in that place that we got to ask for help, but the right help. Because a lot of times, because sometimes we get the help, it make you feel worse. So we gotta make sure that the help is from someone that knows better than you, that knows more than you. You know what I mean? Because that has been in your shoes, they've been in your predicament and got over it. So I think one of the things we had to do is ask for help when we feel that we can't do it ourselves, that we feel that we got to quit. Because if we get the right help, that person gonna help you push you to be better, and the first thing got asked for. You got recognize that, look, I need the help, but then ask for it and put it out there with people that maybe that are in a better headspace than you, or overcome the issues that you overcame that you are dealing with right now, to give you the tools and tips how you get through that situation.
Oh, let me talk right there for a second. Because that pride part can get us in trouble. Or we don't want anybody to know what we're going through. We're behind in the bill and we don't want to share with nobody. But you never know when she asks. Just not faith-based all the time, but she is a faith-based person. It's going to come out. The Bible says you have not because you ask not. And a drowning person don't care who saves them, long as they get saved. And you have to be able to reach out if you really want to be saved from whatever that sinking hole is that's trying to pull you in, And whatever the help is that's needed. If you're in a situation where you're not being treated right, you're being abused mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever it is, you can say, asking for a friend, Lisa, if somebody is going through this, what can they do? That way you're not telling your business. Nobody knows what's happening, or, you don't have no food in the house. Lavon, do you know some resources? I know this girl that really needs some food. You work it out where it doesn't have to necessarily be Jennifer needs that. And Lisa's not going to look back and say, oh, Jennifer needed da-da-da-da-da. Lavon said, oh, she really ain't had no food. Nobody's doing that, because if you go to somebody that has the heart and passion to help, look, send me a message. I can connect you with some resources, okay? Again, whatever is going on that shouldn't be going on, if it feels off, if it feels uncomfortable, you have to be able to reach out, because you can say that you're enough, but you're enough just to be able to get up that next morning and take care of those children, but other stuff is going haywire. So again, knowing who you can connect with to get the supports that you need, which takes us into that mental health piece. Why is mental health important for us moving forward? Who wants to go first?
Well, if your mind is not right, then you can't move forward. If you're distracted, and I mean this, I can speak from personal experience. By the end of this year, working with students and seeing various needs between families, and even in my own family, you get to a point where you feel like you're stretched so thin that my focus was off. Well, when you can't focus and when you can't think and move, then you can't be of help to anybody, not even yourself. So your mind has to be right. You have to be in a good place. You can't work on empty. So if you're on E, you got to replenish yourself. You just have to.
You have to. And we'll get into self-care, but that piece first, and I'm all about mental health because that's my background. I'm always about that therapy piece. We want our mental to be healist. I remember this time, and we want mental wellness because our minds, it takes so much on. And if we're not addressing the things that are weighing our minds down, it causes health issues to come about then. So it's like a domino effect. If we're not addressing, things about our mental health, or we're not addressing things with confidence and things that store that emptiness. If you try waking up early in the morning, run a marathon, run another marathon, and then try to talk to somebody, you're going to pass out. You have to try to tell your body.
I tell people all the time, if you drive, you would never try to go get in your car and drive on E. If you do, you're going to be pushing it.
You're going to be pushing it.
To help you push that car, which is very heavy. So again, you can't function on E. You cannot.
So good. Urban Evangelist said, put that pride down. Mom D said, you must come to the point telling self, you need help. You know, you gotta have those times. You gotta have a meeting with yourself. Sometimes you can't work on empty. She also said, "Somebody help me." Yes, cry out. You gotta cry out loud. That's like if a fire. If a house is on fire, I'm so sorry for that young lady that passed as well. I love that she was unashamed to ask for help and that stuck with you. But if a house is on fire and you're trying to get out, or the firefighter, I watch firefighter shows. So when they come in, they say, "Firefighter, call out for help," something like that. I'm not an actress or actor, but they say something like that. "Firefighter, call out for help." If you don't call out, they don't know where to come to get you. So if you're on fire, if your situation is on fire, you have to call out so somebody can know, "Hey, I got to go and get my sister. Hey, I got to go get my brother. Hey, I got to go get that family." But you got to cry out. So it's my goal to make mental health and mental health common words in the community. Too often we neglect that component of our lives. And at least you shared a little bit about how, like, hey, we all deal with it sometimes. We got to be honest. So sometimes you're a little off. I know that too. You know, I'm off too sometimes. But what are some things that you do, Lavon, to help you address your mental health?
So going back to the question why mental health is important, I think mental health is the number one issue that we need to deal with and address on a daily basis, not when something bad happens. A lot of times,
on a daily basis, I can't just wait for holidays.
No, it's a daily thing because life.
Can I do it every other Sunday?
No. It's
the best Sundays of the year, because you know it's only a couple of them.
No, it's a lifestyle.
Sometimes, you know, I don't have to worry about it. No, just like you go get gas every couple of weeks to check it up, you know, that's important. Keep on going. I'm just making sure.
Mental health is a lifestyle, like how your fashion, your brand, your name, it's a lifestyle. You got to address mental health every single day. You know, in terms of addressing the issues, addressing your traumas every single day, because a lot of times when we don't address that mental health, it carries with us to other facets. You make a lot of bad decisions with finances, the friends, people you choose, the jobs you work at, the schools you go to, based on your mental health and not addressing it. So it's very important you address it every single day because that mental health is everything. Because if your mental health is not right, everything is going to be in flux. It's going to be in chaos. But once you work on it daily, your mind will be more at peace and give you joy and be more happy. So be more free. So for me to address my mental health is the affirmation piece. Also self-care, like every single day, not just Sundays or Saturdays, but every single day. Because if we plan to do self-care on Saturday, but Saturday something comes up, you can't do it. So it's like you lost opportunity. That's why it don't have to be all day. It could be like 15 minutes or half an hour. Do something that you love that'll take your mind off what's going on. It could be a bubble bath, or for me, like a nap. It could be cooking your favorite meal, something, or maybe watching a favorite TV show, or writing 15 minutes, or reading a book. You know what I mean? Something that gets your mind to relax and make you feel good about yourself. So you come back out of that time so you'll be more refreshed and more able to deal with what's going on. So you have different outlook on it instead of reacting with emotion, but you have time to think. You know, react with more perspective on how to handle a situation in a good way.
Let's talk about the naps. You know, as a kid, we didn't think they was fun. As an adult, those are the best things ever.
Listen,
sometimes you need that nap. But I enjoy the piece of, you know, dealing with it every day. And since we've been working from home, well, a lot of us have been working from home. You see those walls more than you ever have seen those walls before. And at the end of the workday, you have to take that moment for that self-care. Because if not, you know, you might not want to get back up to do that next. You know, some mornings I wake up, I'm like, dang, all right, let's go into the other room, get it together. So you have to find something to help you stay balanced. Because if not, you feel overwhelmed. You're like, I don't feel like doing it today. And even when we were going to the office, we had moments. I don't feel like doing it today. And that's why we have, you know, time that we could take off. So knowing when to take that time as well, if you're working, to get that moment to kind of get you together. So that's so important.
And also, you know what, I'm sorry. We underestimate just things like arts and crafts, doing something you really enjoy, painting, singing. You may not be able to sing a lick. It's okay. If you want to sing in your home and it makes you feel good,
A single lick.
I couldn't carry a note if it had a handle, but I will sing. I will, I artwork, I draw pictures. This is not for anybody else, it's for me. But also exercise, not exercise because you're trying to lose weight, but exercise to get your body moving and flowing. Your mind is, we say mind, but it's actually brain. It's there. It requires movement. It requires nutrition. Are you eating? Are you drinking enough water? Are you eating some vegetables or some fruit? I hear people say, I don't eat vegetables. It has to be something out there that you like. You know what I mean? Some live fruit, some vegetables, drink your water, go for a walk around the block. Those things also are a part of self-care too. And I'm not talking about the January 1st, I'm going to lose 50 pounds type thing. I'm talking about doing it because it's good for you. Your body is a whole thing, mental, physical, and it all connects. So that helps to keep your mental health as well.
Yes. Urban Evangelist said, I'm on the quiet. Lord have mercy. The soon-to-be Mrs. Howard said, journaling is good. Yes. She also said, reading books, podcasts are great too. Absolutely. Mom G said, seek and find word books, coloring, arts and crafts. These are the simple things that bring joy. I also like this comment back here. Urban Evangelist said, we as Black people don't think anything is wrong with our minds. We'll go to the medical doctor or the dentist, and that's not even all the time, but amen. But most of us as people won't get to the mental health facility until it has blown up. That's normally the time.
Right, it's that pride thing, that pride. You know what I mean? That pride, integrity of if they go on mental health, people gonna talk about you. You're crazy, you're a psycho, and we gotta change the narrative. Like a lot of people say, go mental health means it's a death sentence, but it's not. You're going there to make a change for yourself, and we got to change the language of how mental health is. So for me, that's why I do mental health workshops with my kids, because the school's not talking about it until something tragic happens. You know what I mean? So
something tragic happens, and that's too late.
Beyond Taylor, you know what I mean? So, and then now, but I wanted to talk about that before the incident happened. So they can teach them how to deal with it. You know what I mean? Going forward, because I think mental health should be one of the most essential subjects our kids need, besides reading, math, science, or art, gym, music, because your mental health sets the tone for everything.
And listen, Lavon, you can't even succeed in math, English, and those other things if your mental state is not in a good place. That's the first thing, is where am I in my head? And to speak to that too, some of the reason why we in our community, I can only speak for ours, is we're told when you're little, how many people tell you keep our business right here in this house? We don't air our dirty laundry, that type of thing. So we think we're supposed to keep everything inside. Nothing is supposed to be told, and it's not a healthy thing. There's something you have to let go of.
It's gonna come out at some point.
Yes.
Time, we're like, what? And that's you trying to keep it inside. It's going to explode on one person and one day. Be like, okay, this happened, or it's like that. So I think that you gotta change the narrative. We gotta change the traditions and get out of the old mindset that never worked. But now because we gotta move forward. Like the title of the show, moving forward, do things differently, because we already get to do things different. We got the different results. So we got to change the narrative, because our kids, our families are totally different from where we're back in the day. A lot of kids people are more expressive now. They're more out there, outgoing. We gotta support that. You gotta embrace mental health as not as a badge of shame, but badge of honor, because you are taking the steps to get better.
Absolutely.
And the go-to is always pray about it. But I beg to say, even in prayer, if I'm praying to God, eventually there's a dialogue where He still talks to me to help me figure out me.
Right.
So I still gotta talk it out. So I can pray, but you still have to be able to talk that thing out and process that thing to know, okay, I'm gonna go this way, I'm gonna go that way, or is that right, God? Okay, no, I can't do that. So I gotta figure out what this is. So we gotta pray, but we also gotta talk about it.
And when you pray, you may get help. So God may be sending you help, and you are
ignoring. Exactly.
You are sitting here like, I can't talk about this.
Absolutely. Sandra said resources are important because you may feel more comfortable speaking with someone you don't know. They are so important. Very true. The team also said we have to eradicate the misconception that not dealing with the issues will automatically erase them. Like you just said, I can keep on ignoring it all I want to. It's just going to continue to grow, and then I'm going to have to deal with it, and then it's going to be too crazy. Like, what happened? Urban Amendments also said if you don't take care of your mental health, it can also damage your relationships with family, work, etc. Absolutely, because they'll say, like, "What's going on with you? Why are you acting like that all the time? What's going on?" You know. So we have to. Yes, we gotta change the narrative.
And a lot of jobs also say that they have mental health days now. Especially when things happen, you can take a mental health day now. It doesn't count your absence at work. So,
but I don't want you to just wait till their mental health day. We get sick days, we get personal days, we get vacation days. Save a day, because that mental health might only be one day. You need more of them because some of us work with special people. I've had that experience in the past. There might be a testimony right now. So you have to get those moments. Yes, Urban Evangelist said it's coming out. That's why the people snap.
You keep pushing it down, and it's popping out somewhere. It's coming out.
God, self-righteousness, so good. Bettina said moving forward may involve losing those people that are dead weight. So don't try to hold on to them. Okay. Yes, and pray about what psychologist to go to.
Right, exactly.
So important. And I always tell people, just because you go to a therapist, if you feel like you don't connect, let me tell y'all. So when I get a doctor, I ask a gazillion questions on the telephone when I make an appointment. When I go, I'm asking more questions. When I'm there, I'm looking at them, giving them a side eye, like, are you going to treat me right? That's the same way you treat your therapist. The same way for your mechanic. You done went to how many different people, so you found that one that really look out for you, like you need them to look out for you. You do the same thing for that therapist to make sure there's going to be somebody that can help you work out what you got to work out for you.
Right.
And again, realizing that you're enough and that you're important, and don't feel that need to just stay put because you want to be polite. When you don't owe any of those people anything. You have to do right for you. If it doesn't, move on.
And that's any relationship. If you have a significant other and it's not working right for you, it's time for you to move on. If you're going to the doctor and they're not working out for you, it's time for you to move on. Sometimes on some jobs, it's stressing you, overwhelming you, putting you through. It's time for you to move on. And that's in those moments, that's when you want to have that faith. Like, look, it came, I'm going to work it out. I'm going to find something else that's better. I'm going to educate myself so that I can be qualified for something different to make sure that my livelihood is better. Because if the job's not working out for me, how am I going to continue to do that every day? And then I got to come home, deal with things at home. It's too much. We have to find that balance.
Right, and then plus also you got to also move people. It might be maybe removing your family too, or your friends too. You know what I mean? That are not good for you health wise, mentally wise. Sometimes you got to love them from distance. You know what I mean? And then also we got to make sure for ourselves that people that we go to for get help or counseling are a safe space to go to. You know what I mean? They'll not put this out there that we can fire them. Sometimes we can be just a safe space by just listening to them and not reacting, just listening. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people don't want to hear your reaction or your perspective. They want you to listen. That's it. So they get out of the system. So they can be more. So they get out of the system so they can be free. So and then you can react later, like a day later. But but like that's sometimes we gotta be mindful who we around to make sure that we are knowing that we are enough, that it's okay to get the help and work on mental health, because mental health is every single day.
Absolutely.
And you said, be careful, just be mindful who you're talking to. My sister used to be the same dog that bring a bone will carry a bone. You don't want the same person that's bringing everybody's junk and all their business to you. That may not be the person you want to confide in. You might want to confide in that person that you feel and trust can sit, listen, and that it's not anywhere else.
Let me pause right there for a second, though, because what has happened is sometimes we go to somebody that we think we can trust, and they break that trust, and then we feel we can't talk to anybody else again. I want to encourage whoever's listening to try again.
Try again.
Just as you tried that mechanic that did not do you good, you found somebody else. When you need to talk about something, you try again. Find somebody that is going to have your best interest at heart, that is going to tell you like it is.
Right.
As you say, as a TI is. You know, you got to have somebody that's going to keep it 100 with you. Because if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. You know, I have some friends and I always tell them, like, I'm just going to say sorry. No, don't say sorry. Those are your feelings. We want to also acknowledge our feelings and then know how to move forward in those feelings of wanting people to respect how we feel too. You know, I am enough, you know, but somebody else might not feel that I am. And that's fine.
Okay.
But I have to remember that. And then if that person is in my circle saying I'm not enough, bye-bye, because you shouldn't be around my circle, because we should be encouraging one another.
And the fault is not in you. If you confided in someone and they misuse or abuse that fault is not in you. The fault is in them. And you have to go ahead and find another way. Like you said, someone else is going to be there for you, whether it be professionally, whether it be spiritually. There's one that's going to be there for you. And again, if you have to meditate and open yourself up and say, I'm going to try this, again, the doors will open. You got to just take that faith and say, I'm going to go again and try it again and see what happens, because it's out there. There's somebody there that's willing to listen and be there to support. And that doesn't mean telling you what to do. Listening to help you to be able to get it out so that you can hear yourself and make an appropriate decision.
Right.
Ooh, this comment by Sherry. You know, Sherry, I'm passing the baton to you because you're going to be here next week, sis. She said there are toxic people in every area of our lives. Toxic levels of anything will kill you. Please write that down. Let's talk about that next week. That's going to be good. Toxic. That's good. Nicole said the company that we keep can't sell everybody everything because they're bone. I'm going to use that, the bone. Urban Adventure said, this is good. Sometimes you just need to listen and be trusted to keep it.
Absolutely. That's it.
And that's even being a friend to those that are in your circle. Like, if I tell you my business, Lisa, when I'm not around, you're going to tell Lavon everything I told you?
Absolutely not. No.
Because there's boundaries and there's a respect level. Because Lisa going to give me some dirty laundry that she's not going to want me to tell other people to. We got to learn how to keep people bones.
Everything is not for everybody.
Oh, these comments are good. Oh, y'all talking tonight. Did y'all miss us? Y'all miss me. Nicole said, don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me what I need to hear. Truth. And you know, that's hard sometimes. It's hard, but it's not hard. Because sometimes y'all want the truth. We want the truth. And sometimes that truth, it hurt a little bit. But we got to realize that it's coming in love and that they're telling us.
Also, it depends on how the person says it, too. How they say it. It can be the words will be cool, but it depends on the delivery. You could
absolutely. Absolutely. I say it's 2 eggs to feed a birdie. You can put the food out there in your hand, or you can take it and throw it at them. And if you throw it at them, you're likely not to eat. Okay,
so you throw it at me, and we're gonna move forward a different way. You know, because people get treated like that. You have again. You gotta respect each other. You can't want me to respect you and hand you something. That's like when you go to the store and you giving them the money. You put it in their hand and they put it on the table. Can you put that back in my hand? How about that?
Absolutely.
My issue. I'm sorry. Crystal said, tell the truth. Sandra, this is good. She said, pay attention to yourself. If you are overly angry, anxious about everything, don't like people, generally those are the signs that you may need to unload on a professional therapist. Talking can bring about so much self-awareness. I have to get Sandy on here. You got some nuggets over there, sis. Charmaine said, toxic, Mom J. That part right there, toxic. I'm telling y'all, next week, when we talk about healing, yes, pay attention to what toxins have fallen on and in you. She done said something else. On you and in you, because sometimes they get in you, because they get into your mind like, well, maybe I am a bad person. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. We got to be careful. So we talked about affirmations and the importance of those. I am enough. I'm a game changer. Y'all make sure y'all get that shirt. One day I'm gonna come out with these shirts. I could be just talking a lot of trash. I don't know, because that takes a lot of work. But if I come out, y'all make sure y'all get it. Then we talk about the importance of mental health and how we have to address it every fifth Sunday, right?
No.
Every day.
Every day.
Every other month?
Every day.
Every day.
Next week and then next year.
No, you may not make it next week, but every day.
You might not make every day. You know, and
Every day.
Every day. You know, last week a lot of crazy things happened.
Ooh.
I put it that way. Y'all, whatever it was that y'all saw that was crazy. You gotta address your mental health with that, because you confused, shaking your head like, now I would have did that, but what I'm saying
That's
is
a whole different conversation.
the whole different conversation. But what I'm saying is, if I don't address my mental health, whatever feelings I have about that could cause me to get irritated, agitated. I shared this, I don't know what video it was, maybe my PTSD, the first video I did when I started Jen Cares. And I was talking about how I was at the store. It was my first time going to the store in a while. And the young lady behind me was like, are you going to get that, or are you going to move out the way? Or something smart she said. I turned around and I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Because I was like, who was she talking to? Like, I'm trying to figure out what product I'm going to get. And I turned around, I was like, she's like, oh, I wasn't talking, I was talking to her. Now it was worse because she was talking to her mother. Not my business. But I had to get me together. So mental health every day, a couple times a day, sometimes you got to get it together. Because something that happened and it try to throw you off your grind. You're like, wait a minute, let me get myself together. I was like, Jennifer, you got to go back in the house. You're not ready to be in public yet. So you have to know what works for you. You got to be able to have those conversations with yourself. So in talking of that, let's talk about self-care. What is self-care?
Well, self-care is just what it says. And it may sometimes seem selfish. Like you may have toxic people around you who are to tell you you're being selfish. I don't want to go out right now with everybody. I'm going to stay home and read a book, or I'm going to exercise, or I'm going to do this. I'm going to listen to some music. I'm going to do some journaling, but it's going to be me and just me, myself, and I. That self-care is you looking out for you, taking your temperature. Am I anxious, like someone said? Am I angry for no reason? Am I snapping at people? Or am I just staying in bed and I don't want to do anything but stay in bed? I'm taking a nap, but I'm staying in bed because I just don't want to face the world. Your temperature and see what do I need right now? How do I go about getting what I need right now? Am I eating right? Am I taking exercise, doing something? Am I participating in some creative outlet? What am I doing for me to replenish and to revive myself and refresh myself? That's what I think of when I think of self-care.
That's good. Lavon, what's your take?
I could pretty agree with everything Lisa said, but I would add to self-care is those things that make you happy. We don't want to do self-care to make us more miserable or more sad. But doing things that make you happy, that give you joy, that actually make you laugh.
Thank you so much, because exercising might not make me happy.
No, but
I mean, yeah. It's doing things that make you happy, to give you joy, put a smile on your face, that you can you want to, you go to, with things make you happy, things that give you joy, that comes natural to you, that you can do without even like you just do it, just help you calm down, get you relaxed in a good state.
Yes.
You know what? Jennifer, one more thing. I was thinking about this as we were talking earlier. I'm not married. I'm not in a couple, but I've been at several, wedding showers, marriage showers, and they put the little, what advice would you give yourself? And they always say, don't go to bed angry. Forgive your mate, or spend time doing that. I'm going to say the same thing for yourself. When you lay that down at night, forgive yourself. You don't take that stuff into the next day.
Yes.
Yourself means being able to forgive yourself.
Yes.
So that's what happened. But tomorrow, if God gives me grace and I'm able to open my eyes, it's a new clean slate.
Yes.
Over again. And I've got brand new mercies, and I've got opportunity to do this thing and to do it differently. So giving yourself too is a part of self-care. I can't keep carrying the load and the baggage of what didn't go wrong or what I gotta forgive myself and
That's
move.
it. That's it. That's it. Rakia, don't be putting my business out there. She said, but even let's talk about this for a second. Even exercising, whatever it is that you got to push yourself to do sometimes, though it may hurt at first, after a while it gets easier. So it may hurt trying to get out of whatever hole it is that we got ourselves into where we financially messed ourselves up. But once we get out on the other side, because this too shall pass, you feel better. So you just got to keep going. Rakia, I'm going to catch up with you. Not today.
I want to add about the exercise part. Sometimes the exercise part is not about losing the weight. It's about losing the stuff in your mind.
That's
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
Because it gets your mind going. You're thinking about something. You. It's also expelling some negative energy. You get your vibes together and things of that sort.
And it's a science to it. The science of the mind. When you're your body releases natural endorphins.
Yes.
Feel good about what is going on. So sometimes you need that. So it could be something of your choice. It doesn't have to be I don't know, burpees. I mean, you could just walk around the corner. You won't catch me doing a burpee. That's not. But I will walk, or maybe you ride a bike. I don't know, whatever you. But that physical piece too. If you just move all day long, your body's not made to do that. So that helps out as well. That physical part.
Absolutely. And you'd be surprised that can change your mental by just getting out of the house. Because some of us have been like staying in a home and things of that sort, but you go out, put your mask on, keep yourself safe. But just being able to get out the house, some mornings I go out and I go for a walk and I walk down. I was like, it's a neighborhood that I've never been in of my neighborhood walking per se. Because, when you walk, you see a lot more than when you drive. But I'll go a different direction. I'll say, whatever a mile out is, go a mile out, come on back in a different way. And when you come back, you still so rejuvenate. Like, all right, I can face this day. So whatever it is to get you going, that's what you want to do. And again, it doesn't have to be as stressful as a burpee, whatever that is. You burping a baby, I'm not sure. But even goes back to when we had the healthy living segment, and she was saying push past it. Whatever it is that's trying to hold you down, you got to push past it. You got to fight past that to get on the other side of what works for you. Get on the other side of whatever it is that's trying to take your mind, whatever it is trying to make you feel less than. So move forward, you got to push past some things, but you got to be determined. And I promise you, it'll be better on the other side.
And you're stronger than you think.
That's it.
You think.
That's it. So, this was fun. Do any of my children friends have anything else to say? Exercise is a good stress reliever. Absolutely. So again, definitely getting it together. Mom G said, since retiring, I must get a new routine for my mental health. Absolutely. Because you get used to just going out every day and then it doesn't work out anymore. It changes. I want to say thank you, sis. This is good stuff. And, we always trying to give some good information to our friends out there to see how it goes. Mama Wanda said, I'm looking out for me right now, being quiet and reflecting, keeping a song in my heart. That's it.
Absolutely.
She said a drive to nowhere with snacks. Absolutely.
Yes.
You get on the road. It's so nice. Now, this is when gas was a little cheap, but it keeps going up every time I look out there. Nevertheless, just go for a ride and enjoy life. Enjoy life. Doing something that you enjoy. I love that piece of the self-care. So, Lavon, tell us a little bit. You had some golden nuggets. I feel like in one of the conversations that we had, you talked about some golden nuggets. What are Lavon's golden nuggets to help close us out today?
I like for one, that you are capable of doing anything, that you are enough, and that you are right. You are needed by someone or someone. You don't know who that person is, but you gotta keep going. You gotta keep pushing. And I also want to add that that you are great. That you was born to be great. You're great because despite what you've been through, despite what life has taken you for a toil, you're still standing, and that makes you great. And that we are always constantly evolving and changing and manifesting, and we gotta be life of ourselves every single day. Be confident enough to do the work that you were called to do, and surround yourself with people that will keep you focused, keep you driven, but also be hard on you in a way that they'll push you away, but they'll make your circle, your friendship stronger, and sometimes we gotta have those uncomfortable conversations, what I mean, about things that you're struggling with, things that's going on, because in the day we can't be and you can't be complacent, and I don't want people with watching to suffer in silence and suffer
Yes.
in bitterness. You got
Mhm.
to use your voice. We cannot be silent anymore. And
Yes.
if it's wrong, say something, because in the day, if you don't say something, God will get it out for you in some way, in
Yes.
some shape or form. So
That's it.
so in his own way, you must say something, because you never know. You healing. That first part of healing is saying something.
Mhm. Mhm. I love it. Yes. Lisa, what would be your closing nuggets of wisdom?
I think the one affirmation that I said, making that you make a difference by simply existing in the world. That you do. That somebody is looking at you, and you are inspiring someone, and
Mm.
that you are loved. Despite what you may or may not think, you are loved. And
Mhm.
every day, every single day is a new day,
Yes.
new opportunity. I think, yeah, that's it. Every day is a new opportunity. Forgive yourself, move on, and know that you are loved, and somebody is there watching and being motivated by you, even if you don't know.
So true. So true. Oh, thank y'all. This was good. I'm gonna come to you, chosen friends, in a second. I also want to share, as Lavon shared, he is an author. I want to share. He has 4 books, right? Yep, you muted. Okay. So, Lavon Howard, path2great.org. And these are some books that he wrote. Lavon, can you tell us a little bit about your books? You're on mute.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Thank you so much for saying that. The first one was released. Pretty much a collection of poems, affirmations that I wrote. That I wrote during college, and it came back to service years later. I put it as a book called Release. A lot of people don't know I was a poet. I was an open mic artist for 4 years at Western University. So
Okay.
I was speaking at Western University's open mic nights, and that was my thing. That helped me get my voice out there, at least my pain, my thing, because at home there was a lot going on at home. And that was a place I felt safe and I felt welcomed. Um, the Patagonia book, the first one is basically about system tools for you to be great right now. Different perspectives, different scenarios, peer pressure, prayer, sex, things to help them youth navigate through that time, that subject with scripture and also testimony from my perspective on that. The transform not conform is basically the story of Path to Greatness, how I got started, where it's going. That was about 2 years ago. And now the fourth one I co-wrote was called "Let's Say a Singleness." So I was
Okay.
one of 10 authors that put together and talk about singleness and why it's important to be single, and work on yourself. I wrote a piece about self-love and about
Mhm.
how a lot of damaged relationships put me in a bad place. And I had to use
Mhm.
self love to overcome that, to get back to myself, because I've been hurt by lot of women, and wasn't it was more mental, financially, things like that. So I had to teach myself self love on how to overcome those issues to be where I'm at right now, where I'm about to get married. So
Mhm. Very good. Very good. That's awesome. And Path to Greatness is your nonprofit, correct?
yes, ma'am.
And what are the missions or the activities that you're doing in the community?
Well, right now we are doing virtual workshops. Right now we are doing 4 workshops on MLK Day. So basically,
Okay.
we're doing workshops on bullying. I have a 9-year-old author who wrote a children's book on bullying. She will
Okay.
do an assessment of that. Then we doing and have someone doing a first time homeowners workshop for those who want to buy a home this year. Then
Mhm.
we have a woman whose work is in self-care and self-love, doing a workshop on self-care, and then had another woman doing a workshop on trauma and how to address trauma and how to navigate through trauma. So I'll put that on my Facebook page. The people register, or all of them on Zoom. So it's not like you got to be in person for it. It's on
Mhm.
Zoom, and then after our meal, then going forward, we're gonna plan to do some conversations on for Raina for women's empowerment event in the spring. Then bring
Very
back man talk, bring out for men. And then also we do our community day in August. So
Awesome. So y'all be sure to connect with Lavon and follow as he's doing some great efforts to help us stay on the path to greatness.
yes.
Is there anything else you want to share? Some resources?
Yes. As I begin to think about what we were going to talk about today, I looked for some things. One site that I found was Therapy for Black Girls, www.therapyforblackgirls.com. They help you to find, you can go to the site and they will help you to find a African American therapist, because oftentimes we find that it's hard to find an African American therapist.
Mm-hmm.
They also have a Therapy for Black Girls podcast, and they also have a blog. And this was all started by Joy Harden Bradford. She's a licensed psychologist out of Atlanta, Georgia. I also have some apps that I really like. Insight Timer, that one that you can use for mindfulness meditation, and they go through all various categories of mindfulness meditation. I find that to be very helpful. It is free. There's another one called Liberate, and it kind of caters to the African American community. It's an app, and it also provides both talks and speakers, as well as tidbits on how to do mindful meditation. And those are some of the ones that I found that I thought were very interesting.
Awesome. Please share the information with me, and I'll be sure to post it. I normally post our quote of the night, and I'll be posting about your books, Lavon, so they can know how to get in contact with you as well. And I'll be sure to post those resources to be able to help our community as well. Oh, this was really cool. I want to say thank you both so very much for joining me on tonight. I am just truly grateful for your help and helping us to launch off for today of Move Forward, affirmations, mental health, and self-care. And I hope that our viewers were blessed. I'm going to check in with them, see how they're doing. But again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome. I will be in touch. Lisa, don't forget to send me those resources so that I can share.
Will do.
All right. Whew. That was awesome. As you can see, we just had Lavon and Lisa, and they really helped us out today. Did y'all enjoy it? I hope that you did. Let's see these comments. I want to really talk about this one. Where is it? Mom G said, "You are enough. You are needed. You are great." Now, when I first read it, I had to even tell myself, I encouraged myself as I was reading it. And these are the quotes and the affirmations that help us to get through. We just got to read them and believe them and say it with confidence. They say it with your chest. Say it with your chest that you are enough. You are needed. You are great. Melissa said, "You are fearfully and wonderfully made." Absolutely. Sandra said, "Everyone, please be kind to yourself." And that's it, because we don't hit it out the park every day, but we try to do better each time. When a lesson comes around or when we feel like we failed the test, we try to do better the next time. But we got to be kind to ourselves to know that, hey, it didn't work out this time, but next time, I'm going to get this together. Mom G said, "I make a difference simply by existing. I inspire others. Every day is a new opportunity. You are loved. And so appreciated." Urban Advantage just said, "Congratulations on your engagement." That's Lavon. Yes, congratulations. Yes, a 9-year-old author. These babies are coming up and doing some great things. So that's going to be pretty cool. Awesome. This was awesome. I'm so excited that you all had fun. It was great. Very, very good. I am so glad. And let me tell y'all, so we talked about, taking that first step, but let me do a couple things. First, I want us to remember our quote of the day. And right there. "The first step toward greatness is to be honest." Oh my goodness. We got to be honest, friends. We got to be honest. We got to acknowledge that we need help, and then we have to do the steps to get that help. Next week, please join me as we will have Sherry Thompson. I'm going to get that off. Sherry Thompson, she is going to help us move forward and heal. And you saw her comment about that toxic. Sherry, please remember that, because we're going to talk about that, because there's some areas that we need to move forward in and heal, but we also got to acknowledge and be honest about those areas that are toxic, those areas that are not good for us, those areas that are good for us. Those are the areas that we want to strengthen, okay? So as shared, I also, again, I do honor the late overseer, Dr. Annette P. Wilson. She was truly, truly a gem. Unfortunately, as shared, I did not reach out to her to be on our wild card series, but please, please believe I'm gonna get somebody from her lineage to come on, because she was a gem. And those that knew and love her know that she was truly, truly a gem. So I also want to share some things that we have coming up. Dun, 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 dun. I did a lot of these different graphics. I'm going to show y'all tonight. So y'all just stay with me one more second. So I want to invite you to, well, next week we're going to have Sherry. Next Tuesday, I will be speaking on facing your fears and anxiety. I'm going to share some healthy ways to cope. That's going to be Tuesday, January 19th at 3 p.m. It's going to be on Zoom. I will be sure to share this so that you can have it. I am so excited for my friends at Turning Points to have me back. But guess what else? Bam. Your girl about to be on a radio show. I'm about to host with somebody, I'm just trying to do new things. Low key, that's been like a dream of mine to be on the radio. So like, if it never happens again after that event, I am truly grateful and humbled that I was asked to be a fill-in on the Wake Up Radio on WFBR 1590. So be sure to tune in on Saturday, January 23rd. It'll be at 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Your girl gonna be on there for a whole hour. I'm gonna cut up, but it's gonna be a good cut up. And I'm just excited about that. So again, I'm gonna post that flyer. God has shared some things with me to share, and I think it's gonna be amazing. I really am so very excited. So again, thank you so much for joining us as we kicked off our Move Forward series. But guess what? We got some amazing things coming up. So y'all got to keep coming back every week. February, we're going to have Finding Love Where You Are. March, we're going to have Why Not? Yo, I got some amazing guests that are coming your way. And you got to tune in so you can hear this great information that they want to share. Oh my goodness. I think that is all my announcements that I have. I would like to you go, girl. She out here, she trying. And guess what? Somebody else reached out to me today about being interviewed on their radio show, and they said, do you have anybody that you think would be a good person? I sent some more people. Why? Because if I'm going up to the top, I'm pulling some people with me. So if you're trying to be, I'm all about bringing new people on the platform to share resources with the community. So please send me some messages. Let's keep in contact, because we're always about building the community. So I feel like that's all of my pieces. I promise to post all of these lovely flyers because we have some amazing things coming up. I'm so excited, truly humbled and grateful to be able to share and give this wealth of knowledge that has been given to me. So thank you again so very much for joining me on tonight. I love you all for real.